Welcome, Hawk Nation. We are live at the Ontario Soccer Centre where the Humber Hawks men's varsity soccer team will take on the George Brown Huskies. And as you see, the Humber Hawks 7-0-0, George Brown 5-1-1. So this is a battle of the first and second place teams in the Central Division. Mo Khosrowshahi here to call the game alongside my broadcast partner, Sydney Jackson. And a good game we have here, of course. The men's will be starting things off, and the women's varsity team, they will be playing second at approximately 6:30 p.m. So both teams coming out of the huddle here, and it looks like we are set to play. I believe Humber will just be actually getting a team photo. The Hawks, so they will be playing in the white jerseys as soon as the game gets underway. The Huskies are going to be playing in the blue jerseys. So the Huskies finally come out of their huddle. Humber patiently awaiting them. And it will be George Brown here. You're going to be kicking things off. So here we go. And of course, the last time these two teams played, Humber won 3-0, and the Hawks, of course, have a huge win streak, 24 games with OCAA action. And you see the starting goalkeeper right there is Nick Frenetti, who kicks it down the field. So an early foul here called on Humber, and even a yellow card there just about 40 seconds into the game, and an opportune placement here for the free kick for George Brown. The Huskies, they are on a 2-game win streak themselves, and they are 3-0 on the road. The free kick there is hit down the box by Frenetti. And the referee will end up calling a foul there on the Huskies. So now Humber, they're looking to get right now on their offensive end. So George Brown ends up hitting it out of bounds. Humber with the throw in.
The Huskies are really putting the pressure on right now as they want this win.
And of course, as we mentioned, a battle of the first and second place teams here in the Central Division. So very important game for both teams. And here is Mark Medeiros looking for Cody Green there on the wing. Green ends up saving it. A short cross attempt ends up being hit out of bounds, so a corner kick for Humber.
Looks as though this could be a good opportunity.
Of course, the Huskies, they last played Cambrian and they won that game 6-1. And of course, that's the next team Humber is set to play in the schedule. Of course, that game will be set to play this Wednesday. Cody Green ends up hitting it. The ball gets past him out of bounds. And so the referee says it was deflected, so the ball goes to George Brown. And they just ended up giving it away, so Frenetti gonna have to just pick it up in the box here and just kick it down the field. Humber now looking to counterattack. A long kick down the field looking for Balicki there. Here's Cody Green.
This game seems to really be going back and forth here with a good match.
You saw Scorze Fave there with the sliding tackle. And you see Humber early on looking for Balicki. He's calling for the ball down the field. They look for him again. He might have just been offside there. So now George Brown, they get the ball right back, looking to counterattack on their own now. Good pressure there from Kingsley. And here is Balicki. And excuse me, that is Hoylett, number 9. Of course, Hoylett had 2 goals the last game, both of them coming off the penalty kick. And of course, that game was against Conestoga. Here's Cody Green looking to cross it in again. George Brown there just going to kick it out the field, hoping to clear the ball there. So Frenetti gets the ball to his defenseman. Humber going to switch the field here with Medeiros.
Great switch.
Here scores a Fave to Cody Green. That's Sereno, number 6. Good move from him. The long kick there is off the mark, and that is number 10, Daniel Clemente. Of course, Clemente had a big game against Conestoga, scoring a goal. Also contributed an assist. Scores a Faze, ends up heading it before the ball passes the midfield. So Cody Green's going to throw it in now. long kick. They're attempting to catch Frenetti off guard. Frenetti, of course, was a bit outside the net, but no damage there as the ball just goes out of bounds.
This game seems to be a very fast-paced game. I like how both teams are passing to try and make these plays happening.
And of course, Humber, they have one of the highest paced offense in the OCAA. They average 3.86 goals per game, and they've only had 4 goals go against them this season. Oh, good deke there. Gets the player to fall down. Humber now pressing in the box. And it will be a corner kick, but fancy footwork shown there from Humber.
It's a great move. He was really trying to create a opening for his teammate there to pass.
So the Hawks get another corner kick. They're just going to pass it in here, looking for a quick cross. They do get it, but the header was just not controlled, and no shot on net there. Good back heel pass. And it was Medeiros there who ended up falling. No foul was called. So play resumes. Another George Brown player ends up falling on the play. So a little bit of tumbles here. Humber looking to take advantage of that now with the counter attack. Good move by Hoylett. He still has the ball, and he just ends up kicking over the net. But what a run there by Janil Hoylett. Just ends up kicking it over the net with his left foot there.
The way they can just counterattack that fast is incredible. Always keeps the other team's defense on their toes.
And of course, Hoylett leads the Hawks with 8 goals. Was looking for his 9th there. And he's also 6th all-time in goal scoring in Humber Hawk history with 21 total goals. But here is George Brown now. They're in the box. And good job there by Cody Green intercepting that pass. And ends up clearing it out. So now Humber with the ball. And Hoylett still had the ball there. You saw the George Brown players. They were backtracking there. Hoylett ends up picking up the foul. And they cross in that time. Just goes to no man, looking for Balicki again. Ball goes out.
Both these teams are putting on great pressure. For sure, they both want that win.
So Cody Green throws it into Clemente, who ends up passing to the other side of the field. And Humber, now they're going to go on the attack here, led by Hoylett.
They seem to be on the left side a lot. You know, I think the speed's on that side there.
Yep, and the George Brown Huskies are having some trouble, I should say, containing that speed of Hoylett. Cody Green still has possession of the ball, despite the George Brown player knocking it off his legs there. So Humber looking to go right back into the box. Nice cross to Balicki. What a play there by the Humber Hawks. The cross came in, and Balicki with the soft touch goes right into the back of the net. Humber Hawks with the early lead here, 1-0.
What a cross, and the follow-through was amazing there.
So Tomasz Balicki with his 4th goal this season. What a dandy that was Great control and poise shown there by Balicki, and a beautiful cross as well.
Yeah, as you were saying, it was a good focus there and no lack of focus coming from that follow through.
So the Hawks, who lead the entire OCAA in goals scored now with their 28th goal scored this season. We did mention earlier, one of the highest paced offense, 3.86 goals per game is their average. And you see the George Brown players, some miscommunication there as there was no offensive players pushed forward there, so the ball just goes right to Humber. And Hoylett was held back there, so he will have a foul called against George Brown. Good touch pass there by Hoylett.
I really like how the Humber defensemen really open up the field. They really give time and space for their forwards.
So they're just going to reset as the pass goes right back to Medeiros. And they're going to switch the field again. And Hoylett taking a bit of a slip there as the pass was coming right to him. So George Brown, they're going to try to take advantage of that. You saw number 7 there for George Brown, Tori Dryden. And the referee calls a foul on the play, so George Brown, they find themselves in another really good position for this free kick. And you see head coach John Williams, he's telling the referee there the players have to move back if they want to set up that wall. And that was number 10, Jesse Oliver, who took the free kick for George Brown. Huskies still with the ball. And here comes the cross. Humber ends up heading it out the box. Here's Oliver again. This time the shot saved by Frenetti. So George Brown, they get a shot on target there, but Frenetti, good job of controlling it. Here's the team captain, Jesse Oliver. Humber, good deflection there from the defense. Medeiros still putting on some pressure. He's going to try to run this ball right down all the way into the offensive zone. He still comes up with it. Both players end up falling down. And the referee will call that foul against George Brown. So what hustle shown there by Mark Medeiros. All the way from the defensive line comes storming in there. So Humber picking up a free kick, and it'll be Serena who will take it. I believe that was Clemente Lost the sight of the ball there as it hits his back. Humber still with the ball here with Cody Green now. Sereno.
Nice cross.
Another cross, but it's called offside.
Oh, nice try there.
So Humber almost getting their second goal, and that was actually Balicki who was called offside, so Balicki would have picked up his second goal as well. So George Brown catching a break there, and they definitely had to be cautious of Balicki. We saw Humber, they were searching to give Balicki the ball early on in this game. So one of the main focal points here. Cody Green gets the ball knocked off. As Robert Mijakovic, number 5 for George Brown, ends up hitting it out of bounds. So Cody Green with the throw in here. Long throw in looking for Balicki. So here's George Brown on the counter attack. The through ball. Will that be offside? Yeah, it will. So a clear offside there, and Humber can't give up too many of those clean paths to the net.
That would have been a great play there.
Hawks now with another cross, this time looking for Baldassare. So those crosses have been something that the Huskies now have to be very cautious about as well.
Humber's really not panicking with any of these balls here. They're really holding on to it until the last moment.
Long kick there. Goes well out of bounds, so no real threat on that shot attempt. George Brown gets the goal kick now. Balicki ends up heading it to Medeiros. Medeiros, good job keeping it in play. Hits it right out of bounds off the George Brown player. Number 6, Osman Hussein.
This could be a good opportunity for the Huskies here.
So 20 minutes into this first half, Humber up 1-0. Long cross there from the free kick. George Brown, they still have possession of the ball. Here's Humber now on the counter attack. Cody Green with it.
Nice
long
ball.
kick. Let's see if they end up getting it. They do. So Humber in good position with Baldassare. And Baldassare's pass is intercepted, but Humber still pressing here, looking to tack on more goals.
Humber's really creating a lot of chances here. They're really getting close for that second goal.
Baldassare with the ball again. He's just going to reset, pass it to the defensive line. And you saw Kingsley Boasieko. He had to track that one down as a George Brown player was just charging in there. Clemente. To Scorsafave. Back to Clemente. Good 1-2 passing there. Going back to Cody Green. Hoylett this time on the right side of the field. Let's see how he maneuvers. Good job there, getting past two Husky players. He still has the ball, and then he's just taken down. So Janelle Hoylett, he has just been a force to be reckoned with here.
As you were saying, yeah, he's really creating those chances, even closer to the net. He works hard for it.
So even if it's from the left side or the right side, you just have to watch out for Janelle Hoylett at all times. And talk about opportune free kicks. Here is Humber now just outside the box. So we'll see if they fake the kick and maybe Hoylett ends up taking it. You see three Hawks players set up there. Scores a 5-8 as well. Number 19 along with Clemente, number 10. Let's see who ends up taking it. It's Hoylett who does perfectly placed kick. What a save there though by the George Brown keeper.
Great save.
So Sereno now with the corner kick here. Clemente doing a good job of just keeping it in this end of the field. Humber with another cross there. And George Brown, they're just going to look to clear the ball out. Humber still putting on the pressure.
The ref.
Yeah, the referee just getting in the way there. Wow, good slide tackle by Scores a 5-8.
Great defense there.
And we saw the George Brown player try to save that ball in bounds. Ends up backfiring on him as Humber with possession here on the counterattack. Hoylett to Baldassare. Oh, Baldassare. Right in the box. Just took a bit, maybe too much time there. But Luca Baldassare, what an opportunity that was for him. He has 18 goals all time. He is 8th all time in school history in scoring. And of course, Baldassare ranked 5th in the OCAA with 7 goals. And Humber, they actually have 2 players in the top 5, the only team with that feat, as Janelle Hoylett, he's also ranked 2nd with 8 goals. So another cross for Humber. This time George Brown doing a better job of controlling it out of their zone. They have 2 players pressing here.
It was a great counterattack there, keeping the defenders on their toes.
And Oliver ends up switching the field on that long pass and the long shot. What a save there from Frenetti as the ball was actually deflected there.
Both goalies are having great saves here.
So Nick Frenetti had a clean sheet the last game, looking to just keep that momentum rolling here. What a save there. The first-year keeper from Brampton, Ontario. Keeping this game a 1-0 lead for Humber. Huskies now get the ball. Looks like Humber was looking for a handball there. Still, they do get the ball. Sereno's just going to end up clearing it. Baldassare, the only man back, though. He does get the ball. Good job. Good through pass there to Cody Green. So now here come the Hawks on the counterattack. Great pace shown by both teams. Cody Green ends up running right past that player. That's number 5 on George Brown, who ends up taking that tumble there. But the Huskies, they're just going to look to play some desperation. Might have been a handball there.
Both teams seem to be working offensively and defensively on as a unit.
So Huskies just playing it safe, knocking that ball out of bounds. Just a correction, actually. It was not Nick Fournette who got the clean sheet last game. He actually had the clean sheet against George Brown the last time these two team plays. It was Garo, of course, who had that clean sheet against Conestoga. And George Brown, they almost had a good look at the net there, and they do again, but this time number 7 on George Brown ends up kicking it. That is Tori Dryden, the second-year player from Toronto.
Some great speed on that right side for the Huskies.
So they go back to Cody Green on the wing here. Green,
great play.
What a job he's been doing, just getting past the George Brown defenders. And scores a 5-8. Try to attempt a header there, ends up falling right over the back of the George Brown player. So here come the Huskies.
The Huskies are a great possession here. They're really trying to open up the field to keep the Humber team from being on their toes and have that good counter-attack.
So Tori Dryden attempting to cross that one. Good sliding play there. And that was from Kingsley Boasieko, of course. Good defensive play from him. Of course, Kingsley Boasieko, one of the staples on this Humber defensive line. The 5th-year player from Brampton. Definitely one of the leaders of the team. You see him in the middle of the box. Frenetti with a save there. Another good initial save. And I believe that was Sereno ended up keeping it off the line there.
Great defense right there.
So good job from Frenetti with the initial save. It was a big rebound there, but ended up controlling that one as well. We mentioned the importance of Humber's defense, and they showed why they're so regarded as such a good defensive team on that play there. So still a 1-0 game. Some close calls though, as George Brown continues to press. They're looking for Balicki there. Is he going to try to keep it in? He does with that cross. Goalie corrals it though. So the Huskies, they were showing more patience on offense that time and ends up getting a good opportunity. And both players tangled up there. Foul ends up called. And you see Coach John Williams, he's still unhappy with the ref, as his main complaint there is that the Humber, the defense are not giving enough room on those placement kicks. And now John Williams directs his attention to the linesman. Of course, John Williams, the 3rd-year head coach for the Huskies. Here's Medeiros. And Frenetti, unfortunately, is going to kick that one out.
Humber is great pressure here. Huskies switching the field is a great idea there.
So the Huskies, they're picking up the pace here. Let's see if they can get anything to show for it, though. Here's Balicki now.
Some of the speed's gonna come from this side here.
And a big tackle there, so a foul will be called on the Huskies. And you saw Janelle Hoylett with that run again, so the Huskies still searching for some answers on how to contain Hoylett.
Looks like this cross might get into the box here.
Huskies.
Great defensive play by the head out of the box there.
And of course, the Huskies are going to have a substitution set to come into the game. And careless play there from George Brown, as Majakovic's pass goes right out of bounds.
Defense really are opening up here for an option.
Here's Boasieko. Huskies were looking for a handball there.
Nice ball. A little too hard, but it's alright. Great idea.
Of course, if Poilette was able to get possession of that one, who knows what it might happen. And now 2 substitutions set to take place for George Brown. So number 17 coming to the game for number 12 Valdez Gallardo, and number 2 coming into the game for number 14, excuse me, number 15 Kwame Yankee.
Counterattack might be beneficial.
And yeah, they do get a foul. So on that counterattack, Humber putting a stop to it with that sliding tackle there. And another yellow card. So some chippy play now, as Humber picking up their 2nd yellow card so far in this game. Here's Oliver.
Nice ball.
Cody Green just gonna look at that one, and it would have been an offside anyways. But still the right idea for Jesse Oliver, the captain of the Huskies. Boasieko finding himself under a lot of pressure now. Good job from him. Almost came out that ball. Referee ends up calling a foul.
Yeah, Humber likes to put pressure on with both 2 players, try and get the ball and take out the options for them to pass to their teammates.
So Humber ends up getting the throw in here. But it ends up George Brown, they end up actually being the team who get the ball, but now it's Humber with the ball, so both teams back and forth action here. Here's Balicki. Just put too much onto his deke there. Big collision there from both players. It will be George Brown's ball, no foul called, as might have been a case of just both players there making a play for the ball, and ends up just being a bit of a unintentional collision there. It was Cody Green who took a bit of a fall there. He is up first, but the George Brown player still feeling the effects of that hit. So that is Majakovic. And he looks like he's okay, so good to see that. Both players are good to go. And they will both remain in the game. So here come the Huskies now with the ball again with number 9, Viela. He gets taken down, so the intensity really picking up here. You see lots of battles for this ball here, and Scorsafave wasn't happy with that call.
It's getting a really intense game here. Both teams are under pressure.
The pass from Ozzy Kellis there off the mark, so Humber, let's see if they can take advantage of that careless play with Balicki now.
It was a great play.
Good header there by the defenseman, diving for that one. And we've mentioned this, the crossing game from Humber, that has been one of the keys to this game and one of the keys to their success that time. George Brown doing a good job of getting back and just heading it out. So Sereno set to take this corner.
Looks as they're trying to get the ball in the far post and maybe get a head on it or a foot on it.
Doesn't go to the place that Sereno probably would have liked it, as it goes to the near post. And Humber, they ends up just kicking it out.
Great pressure there for Humber.
Yep, and it's Balicki who gets the ball back. And he gets taken down, and yep, a foul call there. So Balicki, as you mentioned, some good pressure there, and he ends up getting a foul call. So Humber now having a free kick, a bit further from the last placement they had there, where Hoylett had a good shot on net, so they're just going to kick it in quickly there. Quick header. Are they going to finish that one? Wow, almost a double header there, as the pass off the header to the shot off the head, and Humber just couldn't capitalize on it. Good play there, though, from the Hawks.
It was a right idea, and it really got the defenders on the Huskies confused.
So now we are at the 40-minute mark of this first half. Very entertaining game so far. Here come the Hawks now on the counterattack.
Great pressure.
Baldassare, good little soft touch pass there. You have Balicki open on the wing. The pass just might have been a bit too much for him. But he's going to maneuver his way back into the box, and a short, I believe it might have attempted a cross there, but the goalkeeper ends up getting it.
Both teams have great counterattacks. Nice ball. Oh, nice try.
And Bozieko heads that one out. Oliver now. And his pass just goes right to the Humber defense. So they're able to reset, and maybe they can get their offense going here. Good pass there with Cody Green, and just good play there from Balicki. Scores a Fave right to Balicki. See two players on Scores a Fave try to go split right in between and wasn't able to do so.
Way to get back there with the pressure.
Great hustle there from Scores a Fave. So he gets it right back to Cody Green, and this time Cody Green now trying to take on two Husky players. Oh, good sliding play there from Cody Green, but he ends up taking out the legs of the player, and another yellow card. So Humber picks up another yellow card in the first half. Cody Green trying to make a play on the ball there, just unfortunately for him, got under the legs of the George Brown player. You see the George Brown, they really want to get the offense going, just pushing the referee out of the way there, just hoping to get right back into this game.
Very eager.
Yeah, of course, with the first half winding down there, and a foul now is going to be called on George Brown.
It's like tennis, back and forth.
Both teams not only with some high-paced offense, now showing some intense defense. Boisieko.
Great change of play.
Looking for Balicki there. Ends up getting a great pass there from Boisieko. Balicki trying to make a move, and they're going to get a foul be called on George Brown. But the Huskies player, he is feeling the effects of that slide tackle. As Ozzy Kellis, number 19, I believe, who was on the ground there. So a bit of a tit for tat sort of play going on here, and he will be carded. So the referee getting a bit of revenge there, as Kellis was the player who actually pushed the ref and wanted to continue on with the game. Kellis very unhappy with that booking.
Once again, they have another free kick right in the top of the box area. A little bit farther than that, but they could have a chance at net.
It looks like it'll be Scorzafave who will be taking this one. And he was attempting to put it on net there, but it goes out of bounds. So we're almost at the 45th minute. George Brown, they're going to look to play it down the field now. And you see two players once again tangled up there, so a bit of a chippy play on both ends. Humber with the ball here. Throw into Scorzafave, who plays it back to Frenetti. Frenetti's going to have to make a quick play on the ball, so the Huskies, they take advantage of that. Good sliding play there. And another tackle on the play. And it's George Brown who will pick up the foul.
Great open of the play.
And of course, with extra time here, Humber going to play it quickly off that free kick. George Brown just going to end up kicking it right out of bounds. Here's Cody Green. Good play from him. Here's
Nice
George.
ball.
Yep, here's George Brown now on the counter attack. Ball is just kept in bounds there. The Humber coaching staff, they had a good look at that one. They believe that ball actually might have went past the line, but here's Humber with the attack on their own, led by Tomasz Balicki. Good move. Sereno with the ball now. Hoylett. He gets more into the box. And it's Baldassare who ends up getting it right off the cross again. And what a celebration there from Luca Baldassare.
That was a great play.
So Baldassare gets his 19th career goal. That puts him 7th all-time in Humber history, tied with Andrew Da Silva.
Both goals seem to be similar. They both execute properly with the cross.
Yeah, right off those crosses, and it just deflects off Baldassare's leg, and then it just deflects off the post into the net.
They make it look so simple there.
Yeah, with Baldassare now with 8 goals. So Janelle Hoylett, who is ranked second in the top 5 with 8 goals. And that will do it for this first half. Humber up 2-0. Goals coming from Tomasz Balicki and Luca Baldassare. So We will see you for the second half shortly.
Trying to think the game that I watched, was it Cambridge? I can't remember. Definitely here.
They played Conestoga,
I remember they passed it back to the goalie and he had like a little bit of a missed touch. Touch and then they scored that. That's it was UTM. And then they won 3-1 that game or something like that. Somebody was telling me that they haven't lost the whole game in I don't know, 36 wins and 15 ties.
yeah. I think they're like 36-0-1 in their last 37 games. Yeah, they've won 10 straight. Women's basketball team 2 years in a row undefeated.
And here we go with the start of the second half. Humber up 2-0, of course, courtesy of goals from Balicki. Came at the 12th minute mark, and Baldassare, who scored at the closing stages of that first half in the 45th minute.
Great start by the Huskies here. They're hungry for that goal.
Here is Sereno after he received a long kick from the goalkeeper. Clemente was looking for Baldassare there. Sereno.
The Huskies are really picking up the pace as they're down 2-0 here.
And we saw George Brown, they actually started picking up that pace in the midway point of that first half. Of course, Humber ended up outshooting the Huskies 11-5, but the shots on target was still close. It was 3-2 in terms of that. Humber still with that one extra shot on target. And of course, a corner here for the Huskies. They had 2 corner kicks in that first half. Humber, of course, had 5. And it was really the crosses that was the story of the game so far for Humber. 2 goals coming off those crosses. So Humber now just trying to work their way closer into the box. So George Brown, they're going to have to be forced to clear the ball.
Humber does a great job with bringing that ball down from the air.
Here come the Huskies on their counterattack. Just going to show some patience, though, as they pass it to the defensive line. Good 1-2 play there. And that is Julian Mullen, number 5, who actually is coming into the game for Humber in this second half. You see Mullen attempting to clear it out.
Huskies are really taking over the game right now with the possession.
And they actually just end up giving away possession here to number 3. This is Jamie Scott, who also comes into the game in this second half. And this time Scott having some trouble receiving that pass from the keeper. Good pressure there from Balicki and Sereno. They have Hoylett open on the wing, and he does get the ball. Good move from Hoylett. Gets past one Husky player, now finds his way into the box, but just ends up losing control of the ball, and it goes for a goal kick.
He really does a great job with handling the ball there in the box. He tries to create space and time for the other team. Their teammates, sorry.
So a short goal kick there. Hoylett ends up just getting the ball right back after, of course, he lost control of it. And a foul will be called on George Brown. Hoylett quickly going to play this one to Mullen. Good cross there. Sereno looking for that ball, and George Brown forcing to scramble and clear it out. So we're going to resume play with a throw in from Humber. And good job from the Hawks as they just put the ball there into the box, see what was going to happen there, and they're going to get a corner kick to come out of it. So Humber now with their 6th corner kick of the game. Mullen was just charging right into there. His ball ends up hitting a wall of Husky players, and then the pass goes for a goal kick, looking for Hoylett there.
Yeah, the Huskies had everyone back, but their striker there just to try and get the ball out.
So George Brown doing a better job of controlling this goal kick. Boasieko clearing out to Sereno. You see Mullen in the middle of that play as well. Here's Hoylett now moving up. Here's Jamie Scott. Another play into the box, and it will go over everyone's heads there, so a goal kick. Mullen heading it to Hoylett. Hoylett, good header himself.
Nice.
Yep, and here come the Hawks now with Mullen looking for the cross. Can't find an open Humber player, so now George Brown with the ball. And the Huskies, they end up just turning it right over to Mullen. Good play from Humber as they make a play near the box here. Balicki still with the ball. Humber still looking for something, and Sereno's shot ends up going out of bounds. Mark Minero's keeping that ball in play. Lots of Husky players just looking at that one as they thought the ball actually went out. So here's Humber with the numbers. Still with the ball with Medeiros.
Humber's giving great pressure right now. They're really wanting for another goal.
Still the threat is on for Humber. And this time they do just give the ball up. So George Brown now.
Nice play.
Yep, they're on the counter attack. Tori Dryden gets the ball taken off his legs. Good defense there by Humber. And you see the captain, Jesse Oliver, for George Brown communicating with his teammates as that ball there just went straight to the keeper. Really not much communication was shown on that previous play. And Sereno ended up slipping over the ball, but good job of keeping up with it.
Huskies is doing a great job with the speed down the line.
And that actually ends up forcing Jamie Scott to get the foul there as he tripped up a Husky player. Good play there from Dryden, blocking that clearance attempt from Mullen. And Sereno almost intercepting that one.
Huskies are doing a great job with possession. They're trying to get a goal here.
We're still keeping calm. And they're going to look to say that I hit Hoylette's hand there unintentionally, so George Brown with the free kick, they quickly play it. Here's Oliver, he gets tangled up and he's going to get a foul to go his way. So George Brown with another free kick, and Oliver set to kick it. He ended up hitting the player who was positioned there. And you see Oliver, he's having a word with the referee, of course. John Williams, that was his complaint earlier in that first half, that the Humber players were not given enough space on those free kicks. And so you see Oliver in the middle of that one. Referee forcing the wall to move back, giving more space for Jamie Oliver on this free kick.
Great defense.
There, yeah, by Mullen. Knocks the ball down with his chest onto his legs and making a good pass.
Humber wastes no time with getting the ball up the field.
There's some substitutions set to come in. John Williams, he's unhappy with the referee now because he wants those subs to come in. And you see some confusion there on the sidelines there as the players want to sub in. You have substitutions set to take place for both teams as Lucas Aristo and Bradley Fenton will be set to come into the game for Humber. And Shaquille Agard, number 11, set to come into the game for George Brown. And John Williams trying to get the attention of the referee. Have a card there, and John Williams just really trying to get the attention of the referee. And so George Brown, they're going to make that substitution. Tori Dryden will come into the game for a guard. The Humber players, they're still waiting to make a substitution themselves. Here is the fresh sub, Agard now with the ball. Keeps her right in bounds. Hoylett, good pressure from him.
Seems as though Humber's playing very defensive right now, as if they have the lead here.
And Oliver facing a lot of pressure himself. George Brown still with the ball here.
Good cross.
Humber almost controlling that one. Ball deflects. Good save there. Oliver's shot taking a funny bounce there, but Frenetti keeping up with that one. Here's Hoylett. To Jamie Scott. Clemente.
Good ball. Nice try though.
Looking for that through pass here is Jamie Oliver now. Excuse me, Jesse Oliver. And here's Shaquille Agard. Back to Jesse Oliver.
Nice ball.
Oliver's long pass. George Brown with it. Frenetti, big save from him.
Great save there.
And it was the last line of defense, the goalkeeper, coming up big for Humber. And that one almost getting past Frenetti and almost went to the back of the net. Fortunately for Humber, they catch a break. And Humber players still patiently waiting to make a substitution, and they finally will get to do so. So Risto and Fenton finally come into the game for Hoylett. And Clemente also making a substitution. So the two players who scored the last game against Conestoga coming out this game as we are in the 62nd minute. So Humber just putting in some fresh legs here as they're going to look to hold onto this 2-0 lead.
Nice try there. Humber's still, even though they're up 2-0, they're still putting the pressure on to try to get the ball out of their end.
Risto Trying to make a play on the ball after the goal kick. So George Brown here, could they come on the counter attack? Good defense there from Jamie Scott.
They seem to like the left side of the field with the speed.
And of course, good read then from Jamie Scott. Maybe noticing that and hustling back and clearing the ball out. So a corner kick now for George Brown. They're able to find an open man in the box. No penalty called there. The Husky players very unhappy with that one. Balicki was attempting to clear that one, and you saw Boisieko, who was also in the middle of that play.
The Huskies are wasting no time here. Seems as though they're all gonna aim for the middle.
Yeah, if you saw Fernetti telling his players to pack it in the middle there, but George Brown, they ends up getting possession off that goal kick. And what toughness being displayed there from Humber on defense here, making life really difficult for George Brown. But here they come with Oliver, and his kick is well wide.
It was a great move and a nice try there.
So you saw Fernetti was maybe looking to kick it on the left side of the field.
The Huskies seem to be calming down the play here.
So George Brown on the attack again. Oliver. Good job from the Humber defense as they catch Oliver by surprise. And here's Fenton, long run, keeps it in play. Good pass to Sereno. Sereno, of course, was the one who came up with that big defensive play. His shot was hit off the hand, and you saw Sereno looking towards the referee, and he was trying to get that point across. So George Brown, they're just going to pass it, a short pass on the goal kick, and a foul will be called on Humber. Looking for Oliver here. You see Boisieko.
They're quickly looking for a route to get it back into Humber's zone.
Medeiros. Kick it right down the field for Baldassare.
Nice ball.
Baldassare able to make a play on it. He's in the box to Sereno, and Sereno's shot goes wide.
It was a great pass in the box there.
So Sereno's shot just goes up high over the crossbar. Still a 2-0 game. Humber still with the lead. Bristow just a bit too overly aggressive there. going over the back of the Husky player. So George Brown are going to have the ball.
Trying to get that quick start there.
That's a guard who gave it right back to Oliver. Oliver now going to pass it to the other end of the field. And George Brown, sloppy play from them. As Humber, they're going to get a throw-in past the midfield line.
They're going to restart here with the defenders try to open up the field. Maybe waste some time here.
So Humber just going to pass it. And their defensive end, Boasieko now, trying to make a long play on that. Mullen still tracking it down. And Mullen ends up tackling the player there. Trying to come up with that ball, but no foul was called on him. So Sereno, who had an opportunity to score previously, now has a chance to continue to help. Maybe Humber pushed his lead to a 3-0 game as he's set to take this corner. Here's a guard. Marked there by Risto. Good defense by Boasieko to Sereno.
Great read there.
Sereno looking for Baldessari, but it's cut off by the keeper. Sereno. A guard, just good play from him. Getting the ball off Sereno. And making a little bit of a deke there, but Risto, good job of just keeping in front of him.
I'm trying to keep the ball small passes and not give it away.
That time George Brown looking for a cross there. Strong defense by Humber though. But the Huskies still with the ball here. Fighting for it on the edge of the line, and they're going to say it's George Brown's ball.
George Brown's really not wasting any time with the throw-ins or any of the...
And Fenton, he ends up getting tangled up with a player there, no call, so play will resume from that throw-in. Good play from Risto.
Humber does a great job with keeping the ball on the ground and counter-attacking into the next.
So here's
end
Humber
here.
with some numbers. Oh, big shot there. Catches the goalkeeper by surprise. Has to come up with a big save. And you see the keeper very animated off that play. Maybe not happy with his defense there. And Humber, they're going to get a corner kick. And you just saw there what a save from the keeper. So Sereno with another corner kick here. Played near the post, still in the box. A guard.
Great
Good job.
defense.
Yeah, good job there by Mullen. And Mullen just going to settle things down. Here's Risto.
They do a great job with splitting the D here.
And Humber, oh, another close opportunity for them. Searching for that third goal, just have not been able to come up with it. Two substitutions set to come into the game. One for each team, and it looks like it's number 14, Dominic Roberts. And it'll be Omar Hossein coming into the game for Mijakovic. And Roberts officially checks into the game as well. Marked there by Mullen, and you saw Roberts get into that middle of that play as well. So Humber with the ball. Scores a Fave, just gonna pass it right back. Fenton, they have numbers, but was looking for a pass there. He had some more time, but Fenton making a quick play on that one, and Roberts wasn't able to come up with it as he had to start his run a lot earlier than he would have liked.
George Brown does a great job with holding the ball and not giving it away. Looks as though Humber is playing more defensive here as these few minutes, I guess, left.
Yeah, as we head to the 75th minute here. We are, of course, just nearing the end of the 74th minute, so about 15 minutes or so left into this game. Humber up 2-0. And of course, we mentioned earlier the importance of this game as it is a battle of the first and second place Central Division teams. Sereno looking to make a quick pass there towards Fenton. Risto gets the ball off a guard who just couldn't control it. Fenton this time, let's see what he can do with the ball. Much improved pass from him, and here come Humber into the box and just could not get a good shot off.
It was a great
right
move
there.
though.
Yeah, they were right there. Did everything right, just could not execute it at the end. So it would have been a foul there called on George Brown. So Humber right back on the attack. Of course, they almost scored there as Balicki, he almost got his second goal of this game. Just couldn't get a clean shot off, and you saw they were looking for Balicki there. Here's Fenton. Good pass to Risto. Now to Roberts. We saw Roberts who actually made a good cross in that game against Conestoga, which ended up setting up a goal.
Great ball. Just a little bit offside there.
Yeah, and it looks like that's what they're complaining about, as the Huskies were expecting that offside to be called. No whistle was blown on the play, so more clock draining here as the Humber keeper now with the ball. And Fernetti just continuing to buy some time, not a lot of pressure on him. And he ends up scooping the ball up and throwing it to Boasieko.
He was did a great job with bringing the player in to give some room for his left defenseman.
Here's Roberts. To Jamie Scott. To Risto, who just continues to buy some time. So good patience here from the Humber defense. And a good sliding tackle by the Humber defense, followed up by a sliding tackle from George Brown. So the ball was loose there, ultimately controlled by George Brown.
Yeah, George Brown does a great job with controlling as well. Both teams do a great job with the passive game.
Fenton. Here's Jesse Oliver. Met in the middle there by Dominic Roberts. Boasieko, good job of heading that one. And Roberts, he ends up taking down the player. But a foul will actually be called on George Brown. Scott, good job keeping it in play. Looking to make a move. He does. The George Brown player still in front of him, and he ends up making a play on the ball and hitting it out of bounds. But Jamie Scott, good job of just continuing to go down the field there.
Yeah, Humber likes to use the sidelines for the speed.
And Fenton, he's onside, and his shot was saved there. Jesse Oliver. So the Huskies, they really need to get something going here. They've been trying their best, but we've mentioned just a very strong Humber team all around, especially on their defense as well. And Boas Diego, he's just going to clear that one well out of bounds. And we're going to have a substitution as well set to come into the game for George Brown, as Tori Dryden will set to come right back into the game.
Nice ball.
George Brown stole the ball in the box here. And they're looking for a penalty, but it looked like it was just good defense played by Humber. The sliding tackle ends up blocking that shot. And we're going to have now substitutions coming to the game for Humber as well. So Michael Igboki, along with Joe Tituana. Of course, Igboki, he is second all-time on Humber's career scoring list with 29 goals. So Sereno, he's going to come out to the game. What an effort there from Sereno throughout this game. And Balicki also going to come out. And Balicki, of course, contributing that first goal in the 12th minute of this game. What a play there from Scott. Just diving on that one, making a play on the ball. But here comes the Huskies. They still have the ball to Jesse Oliver.
They're still trying to get that goal. They're still not quitting.
Big cross there, and Frenetti, good job of just hitting that one out of the box. So Humber now with the counterattack, but the pass there gets past Fenton.
Yeah, Humber is playing defensive now. They're keeping their forwards a little bit lower than usual.
Boasieko, what an effort from him defensively, but it'll end up being a foul called on the play as Tituana, the fresh sub, just might have got too much contact there. So free kick for the Huskies, and Oliver will be taking this one. Quickly plays it. Referee calls that one actually back. So Jesse Oliver just jumping the gun a bit too early there.
Seems he was trying to get the counterattack unexpectedly.
And of course, with approximately 8 minutes or so left in this game, the Huskies, they do need to make something happen quickly. So Oliver with the right idea in mind there. Humber, they're just going to continue playing their defensive game. Just kept in bounds. Nope, they're going to say it was actually out of bounds. Mullen, the throw into Roberts. Roberts pushed a bit on the play there, met by two George Brown players as a guard now, continuing to track down Hawks players, I should say.
Nice ball. Unlucky.
Clemente's going to make the short throw there to Mullen. Tituana. Mullen just backing down.
Just going to try and protect the ball here to waste some time.
And Roberts, he was protecting the ball and then ends up exploding, making a deke there and gets tripped up on the play. So Dominic Roberts, crafty play from him. Mullen's just going to kick her right down the field. Risto ends up getting the ball. Back to Risto. And back to Dominic Roberts. And you saw both teams there. They both wanting that ball. Call that foul on Roberts, I believe, as Mullen threw it in towards his direction.
I'm going to start from the back and try and see if they can make their way up here.
So the Huskies switching the field here. They're going to have to look to push this ball up in a hurry. Just about 5 minutes left in this game. George Brown wanting a foul there. Coach Williams still letting the referee hear about it. You know, you see a couple of George Brown players down on the field.
The stakes are high.
Yeah, and the referee finally whistling that one down, and George Brown, they have to quickly play it. They just give it right away to Risto. The referee's going to call that one back. I believe a player's going to be carded here. And he will be sent off as well. And that really upsets John Williams. And John Williams is saying there was an elbow on that play, but Felipe Viela going to come out the game. And you see the Husky players, they're going to look to clear it up as they head towards the referee and wanting some clarification here. And John Williams, he wants the same thing. He is all the way up, almost near the midfield line now. And Williams continuing to bark at the referee here. And lots of unhappy players on behalf of this Husky team. And John Williams now speaking to the linesman as the linesman is trying to have Williams get some composure here, but Williams very upset, and with the way this game is going, you really can't blame him. So a player sent off, and that will give the Hawks the man advantage here, and that is definitely not what you want to see if you are a Huskies fan in this closing stages of this game.
They'll have one less player, which could be a little bit harder to get a goal here.
And of course, the Huskies, they only had one player sent off the field throughout the duration of the season. That was Omar Hussein, who had a red card earlier in the year. And a bit of an embellishment there. What? That is a flop if I've ever seen one, but you saw some pushing there in the box and the player just falling right over. And he is still on the ground, but looked like he was okay and then just falls right over, hoping to get the attention of the referee. And we mentioned this game was picking up some intensity nearing the end of the first half, and it's definitely carried over in the end of this second half. So a player still down on the field, but as we mentioned, that was quite the embellishment if I've ever seen one.
Watch this, watch this, watch this.
So the player is still down. And this is not what you want to see, even if you're George Brown. Of course, you're down 2-0. And of course, with the Huskies still one man down, it looks like they might settle for a 2-0 loss here. As of course, the referee now approaching the down player there. So as you can see, look at the flop right there. It was a shove on the chest, but the player ends up holding his face. And he is really milking this one, I should say. And he is unhappy with the referee for whatever reason.
So hard.
So that was Justin Sosha, the second-year player from Richmond Hill. So we've reached the 90th minute. Be interesting to see how much stoppage time will be placed into this game. But an interesting end to this one, I should say, for sure, as the player was, of course, sent off, and now the intensity might be just drawing to an end here, of course, as the game draws to an end as well. Here's Mullen to Tituana. Tituana stole the ball, making a sliding play there, looking for Fenton. And despite the 2-0 lead for Humber, high pace of play for them. And they're still looking to tack on more goals here, as you see the players pushing forward. George Brown going to play it safe and clear this one. But they actually end up getting the ball right back on a throw-in.
They're still working hard to try and get that goal to kind of redeem themselves.
And a sliding tackle there, and no foul calls on the play. And of course,